Hello, welcome back. And today we want to add more details on our bracings. If you take a look on down here, you can see we have this bracing and these bracings. We've braced on that side and braced on this side. But at the center here, we need some bolts that will bolt that member, and also on this far end here. And also, if you take a look inside here, you can see we have a bracing, and the bracings we have the bottom brace and the top one. You can see that the bottom and the top one is not bolted, so we have to bolt that, then populate this or copy them all the way upward. So we decided to delete the rest so that we make the modification here, then we populate them upward. So that's exactly what we want to do. And prior to that, let's start placing the bolts from this member on this member. And since we have the points in place, and to place these points are very easy and straightforward, it should be something that is hard to create. So from where we are, I have the points in place that will help me or guide me in placement of the bolt that will bolt this member, this member. So I'll come to bolts here under steel, then pick and then click on this drop down arrow here. This will give me some 3 choices of creating bolts. So I'll pick the first one, the bolt group. Then I'll pick the components of the parts that I want to bolt together. I want to bolt this to this, bolt this and that. Then I'll right click. Then I'll snap on that point as my absolute point. Then I go to my relative point and place it right there. So if I create that bolt, you can see how the bolt has been placed. Reason why is because our XYZ axis is absolutely in the wrong position. So we have to reorient our XYZ axis in relation to the position that we intend to place our bolts. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select that bolt and do that. So I'll come back to view here, then come to more options, and I'll pick on the surface and I'll select on that spot. So I've picked on that space, on that surface. So if I turn that like that, you'll be able to see our XYZ is in orientation with the location that we intend to place our bolt. So if I turn it like that, then come back to steel, where I'll be able to get the right tool for bolt placement. I'll click on that drop down arrow, I'll pick on that bolt, then select on that, select the two profiles that we intend to bolt together, right click, then I'll snap on my absolute point, and then select my absolute or relative. So you can see I have a bolt in place, already in place. So if I double click there, you can be able to see the coordinates that defines the position of that particular bolt. If I double click on it and come to position here, you'll be able to see the coordinates of that position. So the position of this bolt can be adjusted on the X position and the Y position. Then I'll go ahead and click OK, and I'll do the same thing this side. I'll come here and turn that round and reorient my XYZ in relation to this, or to match the surface that I intend to create a bolt. So to do that, I'll come to view, then come to more options, I'll pick on the surface, then I'll click on that surface right there. Then I'll right click and click interrupt to terminate that command. Then come back here and pick on the steel, then click on that drop down arrow and pick on the bolt group. Pick the components that you intend to bolt together, right click, then snap on your absolute point, then click on your relative point. Then if I click right there, you will be able to see I have my bolt in place, already created right there. So if I double click there, I can be able to adjust the size of that bolt by changing it from here. And you can work with M10, M12, or maybe M20. So just go ahead and click OK. You can also change the orientation or the direction of the bolts. You can just click on reverse and it will get reversed, and click OK. So once I've done so, I don't need to do the same at the end. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to select on this bolt. Then since my XYZ plane is in line with this, I have to take it back to my global XYZ position, and I'll click on that button there, go to global, I'll click on that, and that will take it to my global position or the default position. So once I've selected this bolt like that, I'll right click and come to special copy here and pick on mirror. So I want to mirror this bolt to the other end so that I'll be able to create a bolt on the other end. So to do that, I have to define my mirror line. I'll just find my mirror line from that spot and that spot. And if I click on that, you can see I have a mirror line in place. So I can just go ahead and click run. So if the moment I click run and come this far end, you'll be able to see I have my bolt in place. So I can also double click on it and reverse the direction and have that in place. So I'll do the same thing this side, because this side we have a bolt and this side we don't have. So we don't need to follow the same process. We have just to copy, select on this and mirror. Select on that now, then right click and come to mirror, special copy, then pick on mirror. Then we have to define our mirror line. So just mouse over until you snap on the midpoint here. Just mouse right there, and we have a midpoint right there, and just mouse over there, then click run. So the moment you click on run, close that. If you turn like this, by right click and hold and move your mouse, you'll be able to rotate that. You can see that. You can double click on that, then come to reverse Z direction. You can click on that, and that has been done. So that's it. So I want to copy these bolts up here, because if you take a look up here, we don't have the bolts. So I have to select this bolt like that, press Control, because if you just select without pressing Control, other members will be excluded from the selection. So you have to press Control to include everything in your selection, everything that you intend to copy in your selection. So let me select on this. So the amount of selecting that, and since from 0 here from the bottom end here to here, this is 3 meters. So what I'm going to do, once I've selected the bolts, I'm going to right click and come to special copy here and click on linear. So under linear, I'm going to copy those bolts upward by 3 meters. So I just type 3 meters upward. So once I've done so, I'm going to click copy. If I close that and come here and check this, you can see we have the bolts in place. So to confirm even the holes have been created, I can select this, then right click and come to select show only selected. You can see the holes are in place. Right click and show all. So our bolts have been created up there. So that's how you create that. So in the next presentation, I'll show you how we can create a bolt between this gusset plate and this member, and also to create a bolt on that center. Then how we can create, we can populate this to the full height of our elevated water tank. Let's meet then, and bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and let's meet then.